Israel laying waste to parts of the Islamic University in Gaza, one of at least 15 Palestinian targets hit so far today on day 3.
In response, at least 50 rebel rockets fired into Israel this morning. We watched one live on our air, one killing at least one person in the Jewish state. Ambassador Gabriela Shalev is the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. She joins us live this morning. Ambassador, good morning to you.
Good morning, Megan.
And our condolences on the situation that you have on your hands in the Middle East this morning. Let me ask you first about the criticism that's been leveled against Israel, alleging that the response has been disproportionate, that the loss of life we've now seen in Gaza, exceeding 300 souls, far exceeds what was unleashed on the Israelis and was, in essence, an overreaction.
There is no proportionality between a state like the State of Israel and a group of thugs, a gang of terrorists which is Hamas. No proportionality. And you have to take into account not only what happened at the last 48 hours, but what happened over the last 8 years, when Hamas was firing from inside Gaza into Israeli towns and cities. 250,000 people sat in shelters, especially over the last 2 months. There were bombs, rockets, mortars shot into Israel from inside Gaza. Cities, kibbutzim, towns in Israel were suffering. It was a nightmare. And there is an end to the restraint that we were showing over the last months and years.
And still now, notwithstanding that, we've had some harsh reaction to the violence that has unfolded, some of it leveled against Israel. The Prime Minister of Turkey, one of the few Muslim countries to have relations with Israel, coming out and calling the air assault a crime against humanity. The French President, Nicolas Sarkozy, condemning the provocation of Israel by Hamas, but also saying, condemning Israel's, quote, disproportionate use of force. Was there any other option, Ambassador?
No other option. We exhausted all the options. We exhausted diplomacy. We showed a lot of restraint. Hamas was breaking the state of calm over the last months and years. And there was a point of time, which was on Saturday at 11:30, when the Israeli government decided that enough is enough. We cannot take it anymore. No other country, no other sovereign country in the world would have taken this situation and not reacted.
And now the world is watching as Israeli troops decide whether or not, or I should say leaders decide whether or not the troops will conduct a ground invasion, something that the former ambassador to the UN, Dan Gillerman, joined us earlier and would not rule out. Is Israel prepared to invade on the ground Gaza?
Israel is prepared for everything that will finish once and for all this situation, this nightmare in all the area of southern part of Israel. And everything needed will be taken, every operation that is needed in order to return the state of calm and probably also enable peace between us and the Palestinian Authority.
Ambassador Gabriela Shalev, thank you very much for being here with us this morning in America's Newsroom.
Thank you very much.